Hey, thanks for joining us for part two. We are here looking at the Domain of Mirza Noctis. I have a two-hero game that we're playing through today. We got interrupted at the last turn. Didn't play through the villain phase, so I'm going to be starting right where we wrapped up in the last session. Now, if you are just seeing this video and haven't really cruised through the first one, I can give you kind of a recap. We started moving on the side of the map here in the 7th village. We trekked across the wilderness and had an absolutely insane first game turn where we fought two encounters. We had to flee from one of them. We found the guild headquarters. We had a meteor strike the earth, and it had produced all of this sky metal. And we decided, against possibly better judgment, to camp in place and just collect as much sky metal as we could. And that has allowed Noctis to gain a little bit of a foothold in gathering blood from the local populace. We were blessed with a couple of treasures. It looks like we have Zabaro's hand cannon, which is a gun that our cursed one is carrying. We have the Lantern of Ways, which is allowing us to have a additional chance of making any navigate roll that we fail. And it actually has helped us already tremendously. We managed to unlock a crypt. We've found the Zealous Bard, so we have a bard in the group along with us. So together, the three of us have trekked out into the wilderness. We've been trying to do what we can to unseat the Dark Lord, but he has 4 collectors on the board, and his blood pool is currently, I believe it's 31. So he is partially ascended. We learned a little bit of blood magic along the way. We can summon a spectral steed, which is going to increase our movement. We actually had a movement increase already from one of the cards. I believe it was Cliff View or one of the other cards that we had played that gave us a movement bonus. And so we're actually pretty powerful at this point, and we're going to continue playing through this version. We're going to see what happens to our heroes along the way. It was a little bit rocky in the beginning for our Inquisitor. It was almost as if he had just drunk a little too much moonshine, and he was just failing rolls all over the place. So we like to think that our gutter gnome, Egor, is kind of the life of the party, and our dark elf Inquisitor is along for the ride, so to speak. Maybe that's a little unfair, but he's becoming a little bit more enhanced now. All right, so we've gained a ton of favorite opponents in this in the first playthrough. Between the two of our heroes, we have 7 favorite opponents. So anything we go up against, we are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Now, one thing we haven't really looked at in this game yet is the dungeon. We haven't looked at boss fights, and obviously we haven't confronted Mirza Noctis yet. We just unlocked one of the crypts, and I think we could probably unlock 2 more. There's 2 more on the map, one right here, and then one a little bit further north for me and east for you guys. So we may end up unlocking those, and that's going to give the monasteries even more items that they can use, that we can purchase from. If you hear jangling, it's because I have my dogs right underneath the table here, so they may get up and bump the camera, but I may pause the video if they do that. All right, so let's see. We have several investigations on the board now. We have 2 investigations over here, which would yield us a red rune and a green rune. we have 2 investigations over here, which would net us a green rune and a blue rune. And this blue rune right over here is actually tied to this location. Oh, looks like it's actually this one. It's got to be over just a little bit. Is tied to this arc here. And if you'll remember in the beginning, our first playthrough, we actually found the guild headquarters. Okay, and this card allowed us to stack investigations one on top of each other. So we have 3 investigations in play on this one location. So if we go here, we are going to be gaining 3 runes if we can do it. And one of these is a boss. So we may end up going there just to defeat that boss there. But as we're playing double up, we also gain a random rune whenever we gain a rune. So if we get 3 runes here, we're going to get 1 extra random for each of those. So that's also a good thing. Another thing we haven't really looked at in this game yet is confronting Noctis's collectors. And you can do that when you go into villages. I haven't done that just yet. So that might be something that we look at as well. And then, of course, our whole goal here is to destroy Mirza Noctis. Now, we've actually progressed into the end game already. So as you could see in our first video, we ended up getting 6 runes from the, would have been this location right here. And that has spurred us into a huge number of power-ups that we managed to gain. And that has also given us pretty much enough for us to really go and face Mirza Noctis. Okay, here goes nothing. Now, we ended the last turn without playing the villain phase. We also ended without removing a clue. We had rolled a false information affliction last turn. Each game turn during the circumstance phase, we are going to remove a random clue. So let's go ahead and roll for that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots with clues on them. So I'm going to roll a d6 and I'm going to ignore a result of a 6. And it's a 2. So this one right here, we are removing a clue from this. And at the end of the round, we are going to play Mirza Noctis, the villain phase. So we have 4 collectors on the board. Let's go ahead and increase our blood accordingly. We now have 35 blood that he has accumulated. And then we're going to roll on the villain action table. Now, I believe last turn we moved normally. So we are going to roll a d12 and there will be no penalty, no bonus. We're just going to see what happens here. So we get an 11, and that is another collector has appeared on in the villages. So he's really ratcheting up his attempts to gather blood in the area here. So let's roll a 6-sided die, and we're going to see what village he has appeared in. Now, did we played, I believe we played during the day, the last turn. So we're going to roll a d6. That's a hex. So that's the 6th city. Now, there are now 3 blood collectors in this location. Remember that location where we actually found barrels of blood down in a cellar, an abandoned cellar, right nearby this area. So the 3rd collector has appeared here. If a 4th one appears, this village is going to fall, and all of the population will be basically removed, probably taken to Noctis's castle. All right, so now that would mean that there's 5 blood collectors on the board. Every turn he's going to be gaining 5. I feel like it's going to ratchet up very quickly here. Okay, so next turn, during the movement phase, let's move during the nighttime. We're going to move to try and see if we can get this waterfall of transformation, this discovery here. That's a pretty good one. Now, our false information affliction has rolled over to 3 turns left. Okay, and then we have our movement phase. So let's see. Let's head down over to this rune and try and get this series of runes collected. Now, if you remember, our heroes have very little food left. We are very close to starving. And if one of us starves to death, well, I suppose we might be able to come back as a ghost, or our keepsake could activate. So I might just push it a little bit further here, because death in Domain isn't the end for your heroes. So if one of our heroes dies from this, it may not be the end of the world, at least not right away. Let's take a look at our heroes. I've updated them after our break here, so it's probably good for you guys to see what they have here. And what we're looking at now is our Inquisitor. So Rue. He, as you can see, has 2 energy remaining, so he doesn't have much energy left. But check out the attack and first mastery, 12 and 5. That means he's doing 17 damage with his basic attack every single round. So that's really quite a good amount that he's going to be able to deal. His defend is also not bad. It's rank 8. His bestiary second mastery there, that's only rank 3, so he's not necessarily going to give us really good a benefit during combat with that particular ability. His skills for 8 and 5 are pretty average. Explorer is obviously a good one, and he's likely going to be getting a lot of gold. So that is what we have for our Inquisitor. And just to check out his gold there, he has 15 gold. We got rid of his critical wound, and I have that written on his card as 0/5 in the backpack area. That just means that he has no critical wounds at the moment. We are going to be suffering those as we do our blood magic, and so that's going to give us a little bit extra stuff that we can do. All right, so that is our Inquisitor Rue, our dark elf. Let's take a look at our gutter gnome Egor. And Egor is pretty average in his abilities there. He's got 7, 7, and 8. His ego, rank 8, that's huge. He has already gained his 3rd iteration of his monstrous humanoid, the deranged executioner. So when he shifts into his alter ego, he becomes this deranged executioner, this big beefy creature, monster. All right, check out his skills down at the bottom. 10 navigate, 8 explore, and 6 for survival. That's pretty good. And just like our dark elf, he is also down some energy, but he's at full health. So he also has 0 crit wounds at the moment, but he can only suffer 4, as our dark elf can suffer 5. So that is our heroes. Hardly any food, all the gold that we would want. Maybe we could have more, that'd be a good thing. But we've only opened 1 of our crypts, so we can't necessarily get all of the epic items yet in the shrine, in the monasteries. We may end up opening more as the game goes on. All right, movement phase. Let's move. We are moving at a rate now of 6/3. We've gotten a couple of movement upgrades. The first was the Reins of Telgemir, and that is an item that allows us to move a little bit faster. And then the second increase to our speed has come from our the event that we had experienced. So we're moving at a rate of 6. Let's actually move recklessly this turn. We're going to move 8. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's going to get us pretty close to where we're going. Our skill phase is going to trigger next, and we will roll our skills. And one note here is, in fact, before I roll these, you can only roll one of the 2 yellow or blue. You cannot roll both when you're moving recklessly. So I'm rolling, let's see, my cursed one. I'm going to roll for survival because I need him to have this opportunity to gain or to not starve. So I'm going to roll green and blue, and 8 is a failure. All right, so our cursed one is now starving unless I use our last food from Rue, our dark elf. He's going to use his last food, and he's going to ensure that Egor does not starve. We did make our navigate, so that is good. That means we're not going to wander. Half of the group, half of the heroes need to make that roll in order for us not to wander. All right, so for the Inquisitor, same thing. I'm going to roll the survival, blue, and obviously our green. And that is a 3 is a success. So we have completely run out of food, but he does not need to consume any. He's found some mushrooms or something in the forest and has eaten those. Now he did fail his green, so thankfully we're not going to wander because one of us had made it. So that is our movement and skill phase. We're going to roll our circumstance next, and let's grab one of these dice here. And it's a 1. So that's actually the Waterfall of Transformation. So that actually worked out pretty well. Waterfall of Transformation. A majestic waterfall lies ahead. Misty water moves on a light breeze. Place the waterfall token on the closest waterfall on the map. All right, let's take a look. We don't have one on this location. Unfortunately, it is a mountain. But it would look like the closest one is going to be either here or here. It's going to be over here. Okay, grab the right token, and I'm going to place that down on the board on the closest waterfall. So we have discovered a waterfall. Each turn while on this hex, each hero may move up to 6 of their gear upgrades from one stat to any other of their stats. Gold costs are ignored. So we can shift around our gear upgrades using that location. Then fuse the gear upgrades to one of your stats. Keep the increased ranks, but remove all gear upgrades from the stats. You may acquire 6 more. Fusing gear upgrades is new in this volume, and it basically means the gear upgrades that you've accumulated on the side of your stats, on the border of your stats, you can actually fuse them. And typically, you can only have 6 per hero, per stat. But when you fuse them, you basically just erase the outer ring, and then you can buy more. And it allows you to keep the ranks, but it allows you to purchase more than the 6 that is normally allowed. All right, so that card is going to be placed right next to our guild headquarters. We're going to refill the knight card here. Oh boy. We just drew the LYCAN. It's an interrupt bounty. Okay. Until the so now, when you draw a investigation that has the interrupt, you're only basically playing the top part here. So until the LYCAN is vanquished, he's a boss. If a hero critically fails navigate during the skill phase at night, that hero rolls the moon die and adds their navigate rank to it. If the result is 15 or higher, the LYCAN ambushes the group. So the werewolf is now on the board, roaming the land. And so when we have a critical failure on navigate, then this is going to trigger. A most fearsome lycanthrope roams these woods, thirsty for blood. Any who seeks it should know its curse. Passed down by a bite is a death sentence. So the LYCAN, this boss, is one of the ways that you can actually gain the LYCAN aspect, and you can become a werewolf yourselves. So your heroes have the ability to gain that as well. So we're going to place it down here, and we will see if that is going to trigger later in the game. All right, so we've done our movement, our skill, and the circumstance. Time for the event phase. There's technically no event on this location, but guess what? We actually have the Spectral Steed Blood Magic card, and this is going to allow us during the event phase to move up to 3 hexes. So I think we're going to do that. We are going to move up to 3 hexes. We're going to move 1, 2, and we're going to end on this location here. Now, there's no limit to the number of events you can have in a game turn. So if you have a large group and you're willing to take this damage, this critical damage that is going to be done, you could continue to use this power to walk around the earth here with the Spectral Steed and get a number of things done. Check it out. There's another investigation right next door. So if we wanted to, we could do all of these and then do the other investigation as well. I'm not sure if we're going to do that. Obviously, we are a little bit suffering on the number of vitals that we have. We have some lost energy here, so we may not do that. All right, so who's going to take it? Let's go with the Inquisitor. He has a higher crit value, crit threshold, and then I think we're going to spend some of our potions here as well. So this is 4 critical health. We suffer 1 critical wound, and he takes 4 critical health, bringing him down to 5 health and 2 energy. All right, I'm going to use the lesser potions, and they are going to heal 2 health or 2 energy. So I'm going to heal that back up to full using 2. And then I will heal 2 more. He has 2 left, and that's going to put him up to 6 out of 7 energy. And I think we'll wait on our lesser potions for our cursed one here. I think he'll be fine with 5 energy. All right, so moving into the event phase. Now we are going to play this particular location, and that is this one here, Bloodlord Requiem. So this is the blue triangle rune. It is a navigate and explore, so one of us has to make both. And let's see what it says. A tune lingers in the air, traveling on the wind. You are puzzled then to find a decorated clearing, a scene of a noble's dance. Decayed bodies are frozen in tight embraces, stuck together for eternity. Paired up and concentrated in the center, they seem to dance still, even in death. The women's skirts and hair move as if twirled. Bewitched, you're thinking dreadful thoughts. All right, so Bloodlord Requiem. For each clue, one hero may re-roll a failed skill die. So we are going to roll Navigate and Explore. Is the cursed one going to give us a bonus? Let's do it. We're going to, because we have 3 here, we're going to go ahead and use Speciality for 1 energy, and that is going to give us some bonuses to this roll. Now the cursed one's bonuses are those little numbers down in the middle of his next to Speciality of -3, -2, -2. So the -3 is coming from his high Navigate score. The -2 and -2 are coming from his 8 and 6 ranks on Explore and Survival. So this is a Navigate and Explore. We're going to be getting a -3 to our Navigate and a -2 to our Explore. 2, that is a crit success because it is reduced. A 10 is reduced by 2, and that is going to become an 8, which is also a success for Egor. Now, Bloodlord Requiem has a suspicion level of 7+, so that is going to actually activate that trap, and Noctis is going to gain 3 blood. He is up to 38. So the cursed one has successfully completed that investigation. Pardon me. So we're going to do one more now for our Inquisitor. We're rolling Navigate and Explore. And again, the Navigate gets a -3. The Explore gets a -2. And that is a hex and a hex. Now, so we just made hexes on both of our heroes. So we are going to gain a rank increase of our choice. So let's go ahead and give our cursed one a rank increase of health. And I think we're going to do the same thing for the Inquisitor. It's time we get a little bit more health here. That's going to give us some padding when we go up against some bad guys. And so we just successfully managed to do this particular card. Now, it also shows the blue triangle. So we have one blue rune to add to our collection. And that means we now have 3. And then we get to roll for a random rune because we're playing double up. So that's a D12. And it's a 6. And that is a diamond. So now we have 2 diamond runes and 3 triangle runes. All right, moving on to the next card. We're playing the Deadlands. Typically, these don't stack on top of each other, but again, we in the first turn of the game, we actually found the Guild Headquarters, which is a card that allowed us to stack these on top of one another. So the Deadlands. Now, and part of the reason we're playing these cards all in one spot is because this card says you ignore the location. So in this case, we're not actually on that hex tile K location. We're playing this in this spot here. All right, the Deadlands. Upon completion, each hero gains health ranks equal to the number of clues. Oh my gosh, we have 3 clues on this location. So at the end of this, if we're successful, we're going to gain 3 ranks each in health. That's awesome. You spot among the plentiful flora a soul flower, its essence drained from it, leaving it decaying and crumbly. Consuming the land's a life force requires talent and discipline only defilists possess. The remnants of a brutal draining spell abound in the hallowed trees nearby. The ash floating in the air almost invigorates you. All right, so this one is a suspicion level of 6. It is a survival. We are simply just rolling our survival. We get a -2 bonus to this roll because of our cursed one. So let's roll. And it's a 4. -2 is a success. It's not a crit success. And this is a 6 -2. Now the 6 would have failed because our Inquisitor's rank is a 5. But because our cursed one has given us that -2 bonus, that has become a 4, and that is also a success. And they're both low enough where that trap does not go off, so we do not lose any energy, any health to this card. And we have managed to gain it. Upon completion, each hero gains 3 ranks of health. We have 3 clues. That is awesome. All right, and this card is done. This card gives us a green rune. So now we have 3 of each, and let's roll for that random rune. And it's also that's a 9. So that is another triangle rune. That's 4 that we now have. 4 blue runes. All right, very nice. All right, last but not least in this stack, we have the Mad Alchemist. You may remove a clue to negate unpredictable concoction for 1 round. Okay, rumors of a deranged Sawbones reach your ears. He is ruthless and immoral in his experiments. The creator of Meathook and other notorious experiments, the Mad Alchemist has the full support of Noctis. Villagers have gone missing, oftentimes end up at his table. The first hero who dies during this combat gains the reanimated greater aspect. So we come back as a Frankenstein monster in this particular battle if one of us would die. All right, so let's go ahead and set up for that boss battle here. All right, so I have us all set up here. We are going to be facing the Mad Alchemist. He is a humanoid. Now, when you are playing a bounty, you are not going to be rolling for the random boss location. You just face that particular opponent on that location. We are finishing that up here. We get to face him right away. His health is 45. His energy is 48. And on the bottom of our placard here, we have our... this is our difficulty, game difficulty. We're simply playing on the easy difficulty. There are cards in the game that will increase the game difficulty automatically in the encounter deck. We haven't found any yet, but you can also increase it on your own if you want to make it more challenging. And one thing to note is as you increase the difficulty, you will be gaining a chance to get a gear upgrade after every battle. So we are, like I said, just playing on easy. It's likely that we're going to just take him out very quickly here. So let's see how it happens. All right. So our Inquisitor. Let's go ahead and, one thing to note, we moved recklessly at the beginning of this turn. I didn't have us suffer the energy drain. I just did that, and then I have used a lesser potion to heal back that damage. So I didn't show that on screen, but I just did that just now. Typically, when you move recklessly, you're suffering a little bit of damage, and so that is reflected there. All right, so our Inquisitor, he is favored opponent against humanoid. Our cursed one also has favored opponent against humanoid. That means they both get to roll their favored opponent dice. So for Egor, our cursed one, 5 damage going towards the Mad Alchemist here. The Inquisitor, we roll also a 5. So that's 10 damage just right off the bat from having favored opponent. That's going to leave him with only 35 health left. All right, so why don't we just have our cursed one use his Zabaro's hand cannon. It's going to only be able to be used in every 3 rounds of combat. He is going to defend and use that. So let's roll to see the damage that one will do. It's 2 12-sided dice. And it is 8 and 11. That's 19 damage. Awesome. And then our Inquisitor, let's go ahead and use Trophy Hunter for 17. For a total of, 36 damage coming in. That's pretty good. And so he is going to be spending a energy to do so. Egor is not spending any energy. And let's see what the Mad Alchemist does to us. So we are going to roll a 6-sided die and see what he does. That's a 3. Mysterious Concoction. Single 6 energy. Next round, the target uses the rank of the hero on their left instead of their own when using their action. That hero will suffer 4 health damage if they use the same action of the target next round. All right. So we are going to be suffering a single target effect. We have 3 targets in the group. We have the Cursed One, the Inquisitor, and our Zealous Bard. So let's go ahead and roll. We'll go with green for our Bard, yellow for our Inquisitor, and blue for our Cursed One. Hex, 5, 5. The 2 5s are going to roll off. So we have the Inquisitor and the Zealous Bard. And it is the Zealous Bard who is taking this damage. So that is 6 energy, and our Bard doesn't have energy. He also defends for 4 each round. So he actually, if this were a health damage, he would take some health, but he has no energy, and it's not an energy drain effect. So he takes no damage, and we have done all that damage to the Mad Alchemist. So he is down to 43 energy. Let's see, 35. All right, so he has 9 left, 9 health left, and 43 energy. All right, so next turn. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. The Inquisitor is doing extra damage because he's humanoid. So he is doing an extra 1 damage. Yeah. So he has 8 health left. 8 health remaining. All right, this round I think our Inquisitor is just going to do Blessed Crossbow for 12. So that's 12 damage coming in. And let's see what our favorite opponent damage is going to be. We have a 2 and a 4. So that's 6 total damage that is being dealt from our favorite opponent. So let's see what he does. Now, Mysterious Concoction's effect last round was basically that the target uses the rank of the hero on their left instead of their own as using their action. So this actually benefits the Zealous Bard. Instead of him getting a 4 defend this round, he's getting the hero on his left, the target on his left, which is Egor, and his rank is 7. So he's going to be defending for 7 this round. That hero will suffer 4 health damage if they use the same action of the target next round. So our cursed one is not going to be using a defend action because that would mess up our bard. So we are going to just do, let's do Nether Strength for 7, and we'll see what the Mad Alchemist does here. And we have a Hex, Spirited Fusion group. And this is actually going to trigger his passive ability as well. So at the beginning of the resolution phase, if the Mad Alchemist is targeting a hero, roll the hex die, add the following effect to his attack based on the result. All right. So this is a group action, and it is targeting a hero. So we are going to be suffering from whatever this is doing. So group 4 health, subtract 3 from all of his action die results next round. If the Mad Alchemist uses Poison Bomb or Mysterious Concoction next round, so he's going to die this round, so that's not going to matter. But we are taking 4 health damage. We are not defending. We both did an action. So we go down by 4, and we have to roll the hex die. And we're going to see what this additional effect is going to be. It's a 3. Oh, and it's critical. So now this damage is all critical, which means we're suffering another critical wound. Our Inquisitor now has 2 out of 5 critical wounds, and our cursed one has 1 out of 4 critical wounds. And that's it. The Mad Alchemist has been defeated, and we get the rewards for this battle. So let's erase the vitals on here. We get 1 dungeon key, crypt key, and we get, let's see, we get 15 gold, which is doubled. That's 30 gold. Oh my gosh. We get 4 food. Look at that. Hey, we're actually not going to starve anymore. So that's a good thing. 4 food. And then we get the Homunculus Familiar. So that is going to be the first familiar drawn in this game. Let's see. He's right at the bottom as I throw all these cards off the table. All right, the Homunculus. He has ability that is transmutation. This familiar may not be given to another hero. When you gain a power-up with a bonus matching transmutation, at least 1 rank has to go to the Homunculus. And then at the beginning of each combat, choose 1 stat type. Until the end of combat, the highest rank of the chosen type is reduced by half transmutation rank, and the lowest rank is increased by transmutation rank. So it's kind of flipping our abilities around a little bit here. So this is part of the single rewards, so we're going to roll to see who is gaining these rewards. Let's see. So we have 2 additional power-ups as well. So let's give those out. And we have +1 defend for our Inquisitor. and we have heal, favorite opponent heal. So what this basically does, this favorite opponent power up allows us to use our favorite opponent powers in a different way. Instead of dealing damage using the hex die against a favorite opponent, we can actually heal ourselves instead of doing that. So it just gives you a little bit more versatility. Defend. Like pawns in a game, we are his pieces. He anticipated our movements once again. We cannot let him win the day. All right, and then our cursed one, what does he get? He has a significantly better set of cards here. We have a +3 second mastery, and we have a +1 first and survival. So that is really good. What the vantage must look like from the top of a world tree. All right. +3 to that second mastery. That's pretty darn good. All right, so the fabric of our universe tears. It must be up to us to hold the pattern at least a little while longer. All right. So we have vanquished the Mad Alchemist. Let's roll to see who is taking this this homunculus. Now, also, we are actually one of the items that the Mad Alchemist is going to give us is an item, a legendary item from the expansion. It's not going to be on the card itself, but in the expansion we have a triggers placard that's going to show when you are going to be gaining some legendary equipment. And one of the items to gain is the Diary of a Mad Scientist, and so this is a special item that we would gain from that. All right, so let's roll to see who gains the familiar. 4 and 4, let's roll off again. 2 and 7. Our cursed one is going to gain this familiar. So highest stat when gained. The highest stat we have is our health, which is a 12. And so that is going to be, let's take a look at that. When you gain a familiar, a familiar's rank begins equal to 1 + 1/3 the receiving hero's matching stat rank. So we have to select our health for this particular homunculus, and then it starts at 1 + 1/3. So that's 5. It starts at rank 5. All right. All right. So then we have the Mad Alchemist bounty card that we have just finished. And you may remove a clue to negate unpredictable concoction. We didn't remove a clue. That's okay. The first hero who dies, we didn't die. So that's all done. We gain a green rune. We now have 4 green runes and 4 blue runes. And let's roll for that random rune. 8. And that is another diamond. So that is awesome. All right, so this is what we are looking at here. We have 5 green runes. We have 4 blue runes, and we have just completed that entire arc. Let's take these off here. We have another clue that's going to be taken off of the board. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 now, so we'll roll a d6, and that's a 1. So this one is going to be taken off because of our false information infliction here. We're going to draw another card, and that is Sacrifice Interrupted, which is a red rune card, and we'll place that in its place. So we are now done with that event phase. We are going to now have our villain phase. The Villain Noctis is going to be gaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blood. So he is up to 43. 43. And now he has Agus enough that our cursed one won't be able to deal damage to him in health until we gain more gear upgrades in attack. All right, so let's roll a 12-sided die to see what his action is going to be this turn. It's a 6, a +2 penalty to stat tests made next turn. So we may not want to face I was going to try and face the ALRAUNE in combat, but it's going to give us a +2 penalty to stat test made next turn. And I know she can do some nasty things to us. You know, we're kind of in the end game though, so I could probably chance it and we'd still be okay. All right, why don't I ponder that for just a moment? Yeah, I think we're going to try it. So we are going to attempt to destroy the ALRAUNE. She's a level 4. We've already taken out the other level 4 boss. We're going to be gaining a green rune for this. So we're going to try it. Let's move during the day. We're going to move 1, which is moving cautiously here. We're going to roll our skills. We have a +2 penalty to this roll, so I think we'll use Egor's ability to give us a bonus here. That's come in really handy this entire game, is the Cursed One's ability to give us bonuses. So that will net out against the -2 penalty that we get from Noctis's last action, and it will mean that we have a -1 bonus to green and a 0 bonus to blue and yellow. Whoops. That was a 5, and a 10. So we failed on the yellow. We made both blue and green. So we don't need to spend any food. Our Inquisitor has a 3, a 2, and that 2 is going to be reduced to a 1, which is a critical success. I don't think we could put another clue on one of these. Yeah, let's just put another clue on the ALRAUNE as the crit success bonus there. Okay, then we are going to, let's prepare for battle. We're on a event location. We are facing the ALRAUNE. All right, and she has 45 health and 55 energy. We're going to get a good deal of bonuses for taking her out here. Let's read her passive. Captured Heart. Draw an encounter. It enters combat as a charmed opponent and gains +3 vitals per hero. And reinforce. So the reinforce keyword means that something will happen if you have 3 or more heroes in the group. So if we have a larger group, it's more likely to trigger. We do not have reinforce. We don't have that many. So we are simply going to draw 1 encounter. It is not dangerous, and looks like it can't be one of these. We have to keep drawing. I've got some event cards in here, so we have to put those away. Shuffle them back in. All right, so we drew animated armor. So here we are in this grove of vegetation, and there's this animated set of armor that is going to be attacking us here. Now, it gains 3 vitals extra per hero, so there's 2 heroes. It is going to have 15 health, and let's see. All right. What was it? +3, yeah, so 6. So 11 energy. All right, and it acts each turn as it's charmed. So it is going to be attacking us every turn along with the ALRAUNE. All right, so let's see what happens, shall we? We are going to deal some damage here. Let's go ahead and have the cursed one use Zabaro's hand cannon. He also has magical nature as his favorite opponent, so we are going to roll that and see what we do here. We roll a 1, so we only have 1 damage coming in from his favorite opponent. That's all right. We don't necessarily need a ton. Let's go ahead and roll for Zabaro's hand cannon. And that also allows him to attack or defend. Let's go with an attack. Okay, so we're going to also attack for 7, and that is 13 damage. So 13 damage going to the ALRAUNE. Another 7 from Egor. And then our Inquisitor, let's go ahead and have him do an attack against the construct, and he is going to deal 17 damage to the construct. Well, he also has defend 5, so that's not going to be enough. Construct. Oh, our cursed one. Our cursed one is favorite opponent against construct, so he also gets to roll a 6-sided die against the construct, and that's a hex and a 1. So that's another 7 damage. All right, now I think we can take down both. Hopefully, well, maybe not both in the same round, but we can take down at least the construct this turn. The animated armor should be able to be destroyed here unless it does something wicked to us. All right, so let's spend our energy accordingly here. Our Inquisitor is down to 9 health and 4 energy, and our cursed one is down to 8 health and 5 energy. And let's see what they do to us. So we're going to roll first for the animated armor. We roll a 1, single 1 health. So we are going to determine a target. We have the Zealous Bard as our green, Inquisitor as yellow, and our cursed one as our blue die. 5, 10, and it is our cursed one with a 10. So our cursed one is suffering 5 damage. He did not do a defend this turn, so he is down to 3 health remaining. We could actually see a character, one of our heroes, die in this one if I don't. Let's see. Well, we'll have to see what happens. The ALRAUNE is going to roll next. We're going to roll a 6-sided die. We get a hex. Alluring Fragrance. Draw an encounter. It enters combat as a charmed opponent and acts immediately this round. So another one is entering combat. Any hero targeting the ALRAUNE must roll Explore. Both of them are. Oh, no. Just the cursed one is. Our Inquisitor is not targeting the ALRAUNE. Our Inquisitor is targeting the animated armor. All right. Those who fail must target a charmed opponent instead. So our cursed one, if he fails, he has to select a different opponent. And we're drawing another encounter. Let's see what it is. Oh my gosh. Vampire Knights. Vampire Knights, a level 5 undead has entered combat with us. Oh no. Oh my gosh. All right, so this plant vixen, this creature, has in her garden an animated armor and these bewitched like vampire knights that they're probably Noctis's agents. And she has kind of bewitched them, and now they are coming after us as well. Now we're gonna get some massive rewards, I think, for this if we can take them on. Now check out our Vampire Knights. They also have a reinforce ability here, but because we are not a large group, they do not get the reinforce. That's only for 3 or more heroes. But they do have the day modifier. Because we're moving during the day, they deal -1 damage, and we reduce their vitals by 5. All right, so let's reduce their vitals by 5. They have 19, and they have 15. And then we get to roll their action. And then we are going to do all the extra stuff. So first of all, let's roll for the cursed ones, explore to see if he can continue to damage the ALRAUNE this round, or if if his attack is actually charmed into attacking someone else. He needs to make this a 8 or less, and it's a 2. So he has managed to keep his mind focused on the ALRAUNE. So his damage is going to go through, and that was 20. The ALRAUNE has 25 health remaining. All right, that leaves the animated armor needs to go, and then the vampire knights need to go. Oh no, the animated armor already did its attack, so we can go ahead and apply the Inquisitor's damage, and we see that he has defend 5, so we're going to reduce some of this damage. The 7 can't be reduced. And it's going to be enough. It's going to be enough. We had 8 health remaining after the cursed one's favorite opponent damage. We have 12 damage coming in from the Inquisitor. So that means the animated armor has been completely shut down by our Inquisitor. All right, so that one is out of combat. We actually have 24 health remaining on the ALRAUNE because of that 1 damage of favorite opponent. All right, so that leaves our Vampire Knights with an action that they get to make this turn. Let's see what they do. And that is a 4. So that is dual 8 energy and charmed. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, 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 no. All right. And they gain block this turn. We're not doing damage to them, but let's see what this is. So this is dual 8 energy. Let's see who the 2 targets are. We're rolling our 3 dice again because we have the Zealous Bard in our group and the Inquisitor and the Cursed one. All right, so we have our first target is yellow. That is our Inquisitor. That is going to be 8 energy. We go down to 0 energy remaining. Oh, no. We might very well die here. All right, the next thing that happens is we need to roll our green and our blue over again because they had a tie. They had 2 4s. The higher of the target is going to be 2. That is our Bard. Our Bard ally is going to be the second target. Now, he has no energy, so he is not going to take any of that energy damage. All right. Oh, and during the day, they deal 1 less damage. That's not going to matter. The Inquisitor is still going to run out. All right. So, and charmed, that means, what does that mean? Let's take a look at the charmed keyword here. I think that's on, is that this one? Nope. Here it is. All right, charmed. Charmed targets must use their attack against a random ally next round. If they are unable to, they suffer energy damage equal to the opponent's level instead. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Our Inquisitor has been charmed by the Vampire Knights, which means next turn he has to make an attack, which is going to do 12 damage to another target. Oh, this is terrible. Well, I hate to say this, but I hope it's the Bard, and the Bard is going to take a little extra damage. Let's see what this could mean for us here. Well, we don't have very many potions left. I mean, we have 1 lesser potion. My cursed one has 1 lesser potion. My Inquisitor has 1 lesser potion. So let's see how this shakes out. So the first thing that happens is we are charmed, okay? So the Inquisitor does have favorite opponent against undead, and so we can roll that against our undead target here. We're going to roll a 6-sided die. We roll a hex and another hex. That's 12 damage, and 5. That's 17 damage that we're dealing to the vampires. Is it enough to kill them? No, they have 19. So unfortunately, they're still going to be alive this turn. Our bard, he can't do anything except cower in fear. He's just defending this round, like always. Okay. So I think what we need to do now is our cursed one is going to use Zubaro's. Did we use Zubaro's hand cannon? We did. We used that already. We can't use it again. So he's going to defend, and that's 7 health that he's defending for. We have holy water that we could use. What does holy water do here? Here it is. Deal 3 health damage to an opponent. You may sacrifice a sovereign elixir to triple this damage. Holy water deals double damage to opponents with Aegis. So neither of these are Aegis opponents. Not really going to help me, so I'm not going to worry about holy water in this particular case. It can be used to destroy the Vampire Knights completely, but it's not going to do, I don't think it's going to do enough. I feel like I need to heal as well, because we're going to have that Inquisitor attack us this round. That means we have no damage going to the ALRAUNE this round. This could be a party wipe for us. Had I been a little bit more prepared for this battle and not actually, reduced my vitals here in the last round, that's okay. We're gonna do it and see what happens. All right. So we're going to roll for the Vampire Knights and the ALRAUNE. Vampire Knights, roll a 4. Dual 8 energy, and we are going to be charmed again. One of us is going to be charmed. All right, this is just going to be terrible. And they block for 8 this round. Well, the piercing damage is unblockable. That's okay. Okay. They have gone down in energy twice in a row. All right. And what does the ALRAUNE do to us? A 3. Enhancing Nectar. Dual, so 4 health damage. Boost all damage charmed heroes and opponents deal this round. Our hero is charmed. Oh, we're going to die to the ALRAUNE. All right. Let's see. So the ALRAUNE is going to be dealing some damage. Let's go ahead and resolve the Inquisitor's attack first. The Inquisitor is attacking either the Zealous Bard or the Cursed One. So green or blue. Who's it going to be? Okay. So I rolled a 9, which looked terrible for the Cursed One. We were going to totally kill the Cursed One off with the Inquisitor's own blade here. But the Bard rolled a 10. Maybe he's singing in the corner or something, and he's tried to uplift our feelings. And the Inquisitor's like, nope, we're going to attack him. So the Bard can't really even do anything against this attack. The Inquisitor has destroyed our NPC Bard. He is no longer in the group. All right. So the Bard goes away. And then we have that taken care of. Then we have the Knights. That means it's a dual attack. We have to see who it targets. Technically, this is all happening at the same time, so the Bard is still technically a target. It is, so he takes one of the attacks, and 9, our Cursed One is going to be charmed this round. So the Cursed One is also, next round is going to be cursed. All right, so that takes care of the Vampire Knights. Our Enhancing Nectar is going to do 4 damage to 2 targets. Let's see who those targets are. Again, that Bard is, even though he's going to die this round, he is still a target in this round. 5 and 7, it's our heroes. Both of our heroes are targeted. 4 health damage each. That is going to... He defended for 7. That's good. He's not going to die. Not yet, at least. Boost all damage. Charmed heroes and opponents deal this round by 4. So that would have done this one. He is charmed, so that's going to increase the amount of energy damage. Our cursed one goes down to, well, 8. He's going to take 2 energy damage. And I think I had 4 there. So down to 2 left. And energetic, double this damage if there aren't any charmed heroes or opponents. Well, we've got heroes and opponents that are charmed, so that energetic effect does not go off. All right, so at the end of that turn, let's take a look. We are currently at, cost her 5 energy. The Vampire Knights have 2 health and 7 energy. The ALRAUNE has 24 health and 50 energy. She is kicking our booty here. And we were both, I believe we were both charmed. So, man, we're going to be attacking ourselves next round. That's going to, oh man, that's going to almost wipe us out. Yeah, I think it is, almost. Sorry, let me read this condition again here. They must use their attack against a random ally next round. If they are unable to, they suffer energy damage equal to the opponent's level. Afterwards, they're no longer charmed. So, yeah, they have to attack each other next round. Our Inquisitor and our Cursed One are fighting amongst each other. One thing is I didn't roll our favorite opponent magical nature for the ALRAUNE. Our Cursed One still gets his favorite opponent damage. So hopefully, let's see what that does. We get a 5. All right, it's not too bad. She goes down to 19 health. And then this starts the next round. So I think in this round, we can do one of 2 things. We can either have our Inquisitor deal damage to the Vampire Knights, okay, using his favorite opponent damage, or we could have him heal a little bit. He only needs to do 2 damage to destroy the Vampire Knights. So I think we're gonna try that, and we're gonna see if this helps us here. It may not help us. Last turn, our Cursed One used Defend. Should he have used a potion? Yeah, I think last round, before the round rolls over here, our Cursed One defended. So we're going to use his last potion to give the Inquisitor 2 health. So our Inquisitor is now at 11 health. This is going to be a hard round for us to survive. So let's see what happens. Cursed One, magic in nature, we do 3 damage. Inquisitor, undead, is going to deal damage to the Vampire Knights, and he does 4 damage, enough to destroy the Vampire Knights. They're both going to attack each other. We can't do anything about it. So 7 damage is going to the Inquisitor from our Cursed One. He is down to 4 health remaining. The Inquisitor deals 12 damage to the Cursed One, and he only has 3 health left. Our Cursed One is in jeopardy of dying. All right, so here's how death works in the Domain of Mirza Noctis. Death is not the end. So we are going to go ahead and pull open the rulebook. And take a look at death. All right, each time a hero dies, roll the moon die. If the result is 3 or less, that hero gains a greater aspect. All right, so roll the moon die, 3 or less. It's a 10. So our Cursed One is not gaining a greater aspect. Okay, if a hero does not gain a greater aspect, check to see if their keepsake activates. All right. So we are going to roll the moon die. If the result is equal to or lower than the hero's defend, plus the number of gear upgrades they have. So our cursed one has a defend rank of 7 and 1 gear upgrade. So that's going to be 7 plus 1 is 8. We need to roll an 8 or lower to see if the keepsake activates. Oh, it's 11. So the keepsake does not activate. That means our cursed one is dead. All right. So cursed one is going to go away here. Oh, can we salvage this? I don't know. I don't know. This might be the end. So we're going up against the remnants of this ALRAUNE here. She is really beating us down. Let's see what she does next. We're going to roll. Let me push this over here. Okay. We're going to roll for her, see what she does. She's rolling a hex. Oh no! Draw another encounter. It enters battle as a charmed opponent and acts immediately this round. What is it going to be? What is it going to be? Panteran Stalker. The Panteran Stalker has entered combat against us. Oh no! This was just folly going into this grove here, you guys. She is just destroying us. All right, so it's going to go this round. I don't have anything that I can do. Any hero targeting the ALRAUNE? Nope, we're not targeting her. So let's see if we can get by this attack. I don't know if we can. It's a 1. Single 4 piercing health. The target gains bleeding. 4 is enough to destroy us. We have 0 health, 0 energy remaining. Let's see if we gain our aspect or our keepsake. 3 or less, D12. You know what? My cursed one had 2 energy left, and you can reroll a D12. I should have used it. It would have given us another chance to get an 8 or less. That's okay. Maybe next time. Inquisitor, D12. It's also an 11. So he does not gain a greater aspect. He doesn't come back as a ghost. He doesn't come back as an undead. So let's see if his keepsake activates. Now he has 9 and 2 gear upgrades. So 9 plus 2 is 11. We need an 11 or lower. So as long as we don't roll a 12, his keepsake will activate. But it's not going to matter because he is the last hero remaining. So let's see how keepsakes work here. As long as you're not the last hero remaining, all right. The heroes lose the game if Mirza Noctis is alive when all heroes in play die. So yeah, we would be considered a dead hero, and this is going to be it. So let's just see if it activates, and then we can take a look at our keepsake powers, just to kind of show you what those are. 10. So yeah, our keepsake would activate. Let's see what it is. This is a hand from above. So each keepsake is going to allow you to use your ranks that you've accumulated as you have progressed in the game. It will allow you to use those ranks to support your allies. So had our cursed one remained alive, our dead hero who's in the group, they can support by sacrificing, reducing their ranks to power your keepsake abilities. So in this case, we have a hand from above. You may spend up to 2 ability ranks outside of combat or per combat round during a resolution phase to boost a target's ability rank by 3. So this could have really been helpful to deal a bunch more damage, to defend more, to heal more, all that good stuff. You may only spend and boost 1 ability type when using this ability if you were an assist in life. So the Inquisitor is a utility. So had we gotten this card on the assist, we would have gained a bonus. And then so that costs ability ranks. And you can choose how many you're using, up to 2. All right, supernatural sting up to 3 times per combat round. You may give a target reflect until the end of the round. You may choose the same target more than once. This would have saved us. The reflect could have reflected the damage back against the other opponent. So it wouldn't really have helped because we were charmed and doing damage to ourselves here. But yeah, boy, that was a tough combat. All right. So I hope you guys had a good time watching us unravel the clues and the mysteries of this game. I had a great time. We went through quite a few cards in all actuality. I think we did 12 for the night and up around 10 for the day. You got to see a bunch of things going on. We didn't dive into the dungeon. We'll do that in another playthrough. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys have many adventures in the system. Have a great time. Thanks.